This is a $250 premium POC cycling helmet called the Ventral Air. I love it so much, but in this video, I'm gonna tear it apart to see what's inside. Let me give you a quick preview. Look at me failing to rip out that strap. But why? It's just some breakable styrofoam, right? And we're also gonna find out what makes this satisfying click. I also found strange gooey stuff in the liner. Why gooey stuff? Let's jump straight in. But what comes first? Let me put on my Oakley Sutros for some protection. But so I can see something, I'm putting in this RX insert. You can get a pair for yourself in my web shop. Ready to go. All right, so we're gonna start by removing the lining. Maybe you can hear it. It feels a little damper. And it's heavier than I expected, so I really want to see what is on the inside. Whoa, okay. There's some rubbery, jelly-like transparent thing in there. So that's weighing it down. Can we get it out of there somehow? Let's try to remove it. So I looked it up online. That's what POC calls SPIN, short for shearing pad inside. If I understand correctly, this is what they used before they switched to MIPS. Let's make another cut here. Okay, nothing special. Next, we're removing the retention system. It looks simpler than I expected. Let's see if the dial makes that satisfying clicking noise. Okay, that does sound nice. But it only clicks turning clockwise. How sturdy is it? So it broke somewhere inside the clicker. Okay. So let's take it apart. What are we gonna find in here? Okay, rotating that knob makes the thing looser and tighter. Huh, who would have thought? But I guess under the hood is where the interesting stuff is. So, quite a few gears. But the interesting stuff is, I guess, on the teeth that we'll see. Yes. So here we finally see the teeth that make the clicking sound when you turn clockwise. So we're getting closer to the crown jewel, the helmet, but next up come the straps. Let's try to get them out. All right, so let's try to just pull them out. Is that gonna work? This is proving to be a lot harder than I expected. And then suddenly this metal piece fell out. What is that? I tried some more, but finally I gave up. Now the straps are out. I am still not satisfied. I want to know why those mounting points are so strong. So I chipped away at the foam until I got the whole thing out. Wow, okay, that whole thing was in the foam. So here we have the whole strap system. 3 anchors where it is attached to the helmet. So here we can see it really well how it works. Let's try to build it together. So in with the metal pin into the strap, push it in to the plastic. And that's it. So simple, but so hard to rip it out. Now on to the main event. This is what I am excited about. This is what I came here to do, to cut the helmet apart. This thing is so loud, so let me quickly get some ear protection. There we go. All right. That's how far we got. And there she goes. So it's a bit different than I expected. The foam feels harder. I was expecting something like styrofoam. You could, but it's substantially harder than the regular packing styrofoam. Let me try to cut out a piece of foam so we can look at just the foam. It looks exactly like that white packaging foam we all know, if you ask me. But it behaves different. So I think it might be related to that material, but I would assume it is a slightly different mix to behave slightly different on impact than regular packaging foam. All right, let's do a little snap test. Will it snap? Yes, it does snap. But you have to apply more force than you'd expect. Maybe it will break more easily if I remove the plastic. Yep, without the plastic, it's super easy to break. So that plastic really makes a difference. So I learned in the previous clip, like the one 3-4 seconds ago, that this outer plastic shell is protecting the foam from breaking. And if you remove it, you can see the foam directly. I just thought, wouldn't it be cool if they made one look like this? But I noticed, okay, that's not going to work because it needs that outer layer. And that outer layer is mainly stuck on by double-sided tape. You can see like the white lines there. So that's the double-sided tape still being there. I thought it was like molded onto the outside. It kind of is, but they reinforced it with some double-sided tape. I don't know why, but it is that way. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching. And if you liked it, subscribe and see you next time. Bye-bye.